welcome back! It has been a minute. Fair warning, a lot of these videos are really old because I don't like editing, so I've built a lot for Adirin and just have been sitting on the files, and I figured today's a slow day. I'm avoiding other things, so I might as well do something that I want to avoid less than I wanted to avoid doing the other things, because that is the magic of procrastination. So today we're working on, I believe, some barracks for Adirin because I need a place for my little soldiery sims. Sorry that I didn't finish the cash challenge, but I was really into it, and then all of a sudden I just hated it, and rather than force myself to do it, I try to give myself an out. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. If I do it, it's not going to probably be a very good video. I'm just throwing it up there, and I'm not going to enjoy it, and why put myself through that? So yeah, I did stop, and I was having some game issues, so I wasn't able to record one of the other Halloween builds I wanted to do, but I lost a little bit of interest, and that's that. I have been playing Adirin though. I've been kind of steadily going through the rounds. That does make me happy, and I think that was part of my problem, is I wanted to play Adirin, and instead I was doing Halloween builds, which I love Halloween. Favorite holiday. Only true holiday, in my opinion, but I was doing other things, so I couldn't play Adirin. And yeah, no. So the barracks, I believe I was working from a reference photo that was super duper complicated, and I don't know why I put myself through it, but I think it turned out really neat, or really interesting. I think Queenofmalkier is going to live here. I can't remember off the top of my head. Basically, my sims that are in the military career that are basically working towards their knighthood or are knights but are not landed knights are going to live in the barracks. These are sims that don't have a spouse, and you know, they're adults, so they really aren't going to live with their family either, so they are going to live in the barracks instead. In my game, in order to become a landed knight, you have to, I haven't firmed up yet, you have to achieve something. I don't know if I want them to save up a certain amount of money or what, but they do have to, it has to be granted to them permission to be a landed knight, and in turn their family at that point would be considered part of the gentry. So they would also, once a sim joins like the military career, they kind of almost lose whatever family status they had previously because they are now a knight. And they'll stay a knight, I believe I have a knight token, but the rest of their family, if they become a landed knight, will be gentry. If they don't, they're just kind of gonna be regular folks. I think I have a bourgeois tag that I could use, I'm not sure. But it's just something different, especially when I have kind of loose male sims, in particular romance male sims, that I don't foresee them getting married. It doesn't make sense. Joining kind of the military career and becoming a knight is a really good option for them, and so they need a space to live. This was actually, since the beginning of Adirin, or actually since it was Gallived, I've always had kind of a knight lot. It was originally founded by a Kenton, who was kind of a spare son. I think his name was Alfric. And Brigham van Augsburg was also a knight, but when the war happened, his knighthood was stripped from him, and yada yada yada. I'm not super happy with the window placement on this. It's hard when you're using, especially concept art, where it's based on medieval buildings, which of course didn't have windows, and they don't have to worry about lighting and things, but in The Sims that's really hard to do. Judy says hello. She is absolutely full of beans and rice today, so I am sorry if you hear her wilding out. I only started recording like after she calmed down, but sometimes she riles herself back up. So yeah, I don't have too much to talk about in terms of this build. I'm happy with how it turned out. Like that little platformy thing by the door. I just think it has an interesting shape, and it's very unique in terms of buildings within Adirin. I don't like building things that look the same. It just bothers me. There's only so many boxes you could do, you know. And I think that part was actually supposed to be stone. The spot where I'm leaving empty is supposed to be stone, which is why it's empty, but it's annoying me right now, so I'm sorry if it's annoying you, because it's definitely annoying me. I tried to play a little bit more with those, like, Tudor plaster shapes as well, just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. Again, I was matching a photo. I would put the photo in a clip here, but it's concept art and I don't want to be flagged for stealing it because I didn't. I was basing it on there, but yeah, let's just be safe, huh? Not too much has been really going on otherwise. Like I said, I've been playing through Adiran. I'm having a lot of time really developing a lot of these world building ideas that I have had for a while now. It's just I needed to rebuild Adiran and I took a break from it, and now I'm getting to like put it into place, like the vices system and the new way of doing hobbies, and now like Lifetime wants I'm gonna do a little bit differently as well, and it's very enjoyable. Like I love world building anyways, but it's neat to see, and I love the traits, like the specific class traits that I now have. So I have knights, and I have like the royalty and the nobility, and finding ways to make the game work around the traits, because sometimes like the royalty, nobility, I think a couple other ones. Oh, pause, because I'm going to put that red roof on there and I'm not even sorry about it. It looks so cool. But anyways, like some of the traits can't do certain things like cook or clean, so finding a way to work around that, and it actually made me really consider how, like, because I do have indentured servants in the hood, not too many of them, but I do have some, so it made me consider how they're going to be actually working, and they're going to be working for, like, noble and the royal families. Like, they're going to be cooking and cleaning. I'm going to teleport them on the lot, make them selectable, and then send them on their way when the round is over, or when the day is over. Like, they're not going to stay full-time. They'll be there probably from, I wrote it down, it's like, I think 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. is how I did it. And it's fun. Like, I've always wanted to do that, but I've never had a reason to. Like, sometimes you gotta force yourself to do it. Just like with the vice system. Like, a long time ago I did set up addictions for Sims. Like, they have a chance of having an addiction, but then, like, I never really did anything with it. Like, they would be a woohoo addict, or they would be into bubble blowing, which now we actually have someone created opium, which now they can actually be kind of into drugs, but you know, I was gonna say family friendly drugs, but opium really is not. You know what I mean? Like, they can actually experience that in terms of like gameplay mechanics. And I'm glad, because now I have a reason to actually use that. I've set up a system, like I roll every day, and it does impact their lives. Like, sometimes they'll get really lucky and they'll get a roll that's really low, so say they are a sim that's a juice addict. Or a juiceaholic, I don't know. What? Either or. And they roll a 12. I have to make them sit and drink juice 12 times. It doesn't have to be all at once, but it can impact their day, especially when I'm trying to get them to do other things. And instead, they're just at the juice bar, drinking away. And I like that, because again, like, I create these kind of interesting systems. I give them these things that are supposed to differentiate the Sims from one another, and then, well, I don't actually ever use it. So it's like, oh, he's really into but you see what I mean? Like, it's really nice, and it makes the game different and a little bit more challenging to play, because I've played Sims 2 since it came out, and I've played a medieval game for years and years and years. And so finding ways to kind of make it different and make it still fun, even after all this time, love it. Big fan. I do highly recommend implementing kind of gameplay mechanics like that into your regular play if you haven't, just because it just makes it interesting. Then you have to work around this thing, and then you can kind of consider, well, is this a very well-known thing? Will their peers judge them for it? Will they, like, lose face, so to speak, if it's found out? And different things like that. It makes for fun storytelling. As you can see, I'm just kind of setting up the yard here. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing. I'm setting up a paddock for horses. I'm setting up that, it's from Bon Voyage. It's like a giant hot tub, but natural. Like a hot spring, I think is what it's called. One of those, the log rolling, and then like the archery. I can't think off the top of my head who created those, but it's basically functional archery targets things, and also a knife throwing thing. Just different things to help them with their training. I also wanted to make sure I put in a garden, because I actually make my Sims, like, there's not really a grocery store. I am gonna have eventually a grocer, but I don't have one right now, so I wanted to make sure that they also had a garden, and I figured that was taking care of it would be something that they like made the younger recruits do. Like that was part of it. It's just hard labor, so to speak, so that they could build up those muscles and things. I love putting that little bucket out in front. Like, I know it sounds super realistic, but it's so cute. It's cute. I'm doing it. Let me have this. I think I actually I went too fast. I think it's coffee or tea. One of the two. I just was looking for kind of different things to put out there. And the horses are going to be the sun and moon horses, so they will be needing to be taken care of. I don't think I decorate the inside of this lot. This is just the shell. Yeah, I just do the shell. Put a cherry tree, just little details. I like the lot to look good, especially from neighborhood view. When I'm in other lots, I've been noticing, especially like spots that are just super empty, look really weird, and I want to go through and actually decorate my neighborhood so they're not like that. But having other decorated lots nearby has been super cool and super fun for me to see, just because it makes the pictures better too, like when you're taking screenshots. It's nice if there's a background involved. I forgot to put a door here, so that's what I'm doing now. But other than that, yeah, not too many interesting things going on. I'm probably going to try to edit a bunch of videos today since I actually feel like doing it, and I'm avoiding doing something else, like I said. And the thing that I'm avoiding doing is basically overtime work, which I don't even have to do, but I want to, but I like don't. I want to be paid for working overtime, but I don't actually want to work overtime. There's things I need to do too, so it's one of those things where I'm like, can't I just clone myself and my clone can do it, and like, I don't know, we could trade off. We gotta be near cloning, right? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Clone powers can activate. I think I just do train paint and we're gonna be just about done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, you can leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, do whatever you feel like doing, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.